The Boise State Public Radio app. News, music, and more.
Idaho Matters.
Morning Edition.
All things considered.
The Connector.
And more.
And more.
You can take us wherever you go and stay connected. Without it, you're missing out. Download it free.
You can also communicate using the Talk to Us tab.
The Boise State Public Radio app.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Samantha Wright, filling in for Jim Cadet, and this is Idaho Matters. Each year during the month of April, communities come together to raise awareness around issues of domestic violence and sexual assault. However, for nonprofits like Faces of Hope, raising awareness is actually a year-round effort. For nearly 2 decades, the organization has been helping victims of interpersonal violence. Next month, they'll be hosting one of their biggest events of the year. It's called the Faces of Courage Gala. Joining us now to talk more about the upcoming event is Executive Director Paige Dinger. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Samantha. Thanks for having me here.
Okay, for those who aren't familiar with Faces of Hope, tell us a bit more about your nonprofit and what you do.
Faces of Hope supports those who have been affected by domestic violence, sexual assault, elder abuse, child abuse, human trafficking, and stalking. And we provide those wraparound services. So we not only take care of your basic needs, but we're also going to give you support with your emotional needs through our crisis counseling and our case management. We also have an attorney that will give you legal advice. We also partner with the U of I Law School, and so they can represent you in some cases. And then we just advocate for you. We take care of your basic needs. We bridge that gap between the incident and long-term care. We know that there are wait lists, and it's hard to get in with counseling. And so we make sure that there is no gap in services and that we support your needs.
Wow, you do it all.
We try.
Oh, wow. Okay, what kind of need have you been seeing for these kinds of services in the Treasure Valley?
Well, we typically see, it's interesting, we see about 5 people that are brand new every single day.
Oh, wow.
We support about 70 to 80 people a week. Some of those have been coming to us for a few weeks, and others, are just finding us for the first time. And so there is a big need because we know that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will experience abuse at some point in their life. So it impacts all of us.
Wow. And do you have an idea of how many people you've been able to help over the years?
Oh, well, I looked at that number. I have been working with Faces of Hope since 2016. Since 2016, we have supported almost 7,500 men, women, and children. That's your neighbors. That's your mom, your aunt. That could be you. And so it sticks close to home. It impacts all of us.
That is just amazing. This has got to be a very heavy job. I mean,
it takes a village, Samantha. I can't imagine doing real estate. So it takes a village because the people that work here love what they do. But yes, it can definitely take its toll.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the Face of Courage Gala. What is this?
So every year we invite a national speaker to come and share an experience they had pertaining to our mission. And, the first year we did it, we had Elizabeth Smart. We had Maggie Nichols, who was Athlete A. Last year we had Drea Kelly, the ex-wife of infamous R&B singer R. Kelly. This year we are bringing Katrina Brownlee. She was she was 22 years old when she was shot and left for dead by her husband, who just happened to be in law enforcement. This was in New York City, and she was left for dead. She came out of this. She, even stronger and more courageous than ever, she went into law enforcement to prove that she could be one of the good guys. And that just makes me so proud because we have wonderful men and women here in Boise that are in law enforcement that are the good guys. And so we thought it would be really great for Katrina to share her story, how she made it through with courage to speak against abuse.
We're speaking with the Executive Director, Paige Tinker, about the upcoming Faces of Courage Gala. You're talking about helping more than 7,000 people. And you mentioned these are, your neighbors, your friends, your mom, your dad. Anybody can be affected by this kind of violence.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and it never ceases to amaze me. I can walk down my own, neighborhood, go to my own neighborhood park, and point to places where I know that domestic violence has happened in the past. It impacts all of us. And while I would love to be out of a job, the fact that we're here and that we can support the residents of Ada County is crucial, which is why we opened up our Meridian location just last year, because we saw the need to support everyone.
Well, when you're talking about helping 5 new people a day and just dozens of people a week, how big is your organization? How many people are part of Faces of Hope? And do you need volunteers?
We always need volunteers. That's how I started here. I have 16 employees that are full-time, but I also have volunteers that help us answer the door and help us stock Hope's Closet so that people can shop in the closet for things that they need to support themselves. We have people who are packaging diapers and who support us at events. Being a volunteer is crucial in this community. We have great volunteers, but we always need more.
Wow. And tell me about some of the folks that you're helping. You mentioned this is sort of the beginning and middle, and then people can go to get help, long term or further out. And it sounds like you're really filling this gap, filling this need that maybe isn't covered any other way.
Sure. We have helped people who have literally run from an abusive situation. I recall a woman who wasn't even wearing shoes. She was on foot. She grabbed her little baby and was fending off a hatchet that her abuser was coming after her with. And she came right to Faces. But then there are other times where you've got someone who maybe heard a song on the radio, or maybe there was a smell that triggers them. And it could have been years ago where just now they are ready to talk about the abuse. And so that's why it's important that we have crisis counselors and case managers, because we're going to help you wherever you are at in your journey, and then we'll connect you with long-term resources.
So we've got just over a minute left. How important is this event? Does the fundraising help support what you do every year?
This is our biggest fundraiser. We rely on this to help support the clients that we are currently serving, and so that we can continue to serve them throughout the year. All of our services come at no cost. You never know who's going to be impacted by domestic violence, but I never want there to be a financial barrier. And so this fundraiser, we have a paddle raise at the end where you're raising your paddle to support our mission, to support $50 for, gas, or $1,000 for some wraparound counseling. Every dollar counts, and every dollar goes towards supporting those clients that need you the most.
Real quick, where can people get tickets?
You can go to our website, facesofhopeidaho.org. You will see a box that you can just click on at the very top of the page, or you can call us and we can give you more information at 208-986-HELP.
I want to thank you so much. This is great information, and good luck.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Samantha. Have a wonderful day.
You too. We've been speaking with Executive Director Paige Tinker about the upcoming event, Faces of Courage Gala, which is taking place Friday, April 11th. We'll put a link to the event on our website, BoiseStatePublicRadio.org.
And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Thanks so much for listening. And just a reminder, you can find all of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts.